And we're live. Good morning. Trying to find a home for these things now. A second here. A little bit of a wet area here. Little less sunny today than it was yesterday. A lot more clouds today. We'll turn around the camera later and we'll show. But it's beautiful outside. I mean, it's temperature-wise, it's gorgeous. Hey, Joe. Good morning. Just today, like I said, it's basically just a lot of clouds. They cleaned the windows. Yeah, they may have. The other thing that they did was we're not getting nearly as much sun beating on the windows, so that might be doing some of it too. My only hope is that right now, looking at the way things are going, it shouldn't be raining. If it does, we might have to call this quick. Anyway, good morning. It's like totally pleasant. It's a little humid, not bad. It's a little humid, but it's just like right now I got this breeze coming across. Not getting beat by the sun. Temperature is like perfect. It's feeling good. We are going to continue with the FZ. So yesterday, right before I took off, I got the majority of the arm now done. The right arm's done. There it goes. You can see massive. Let's see if we can get the focus a little bit. We're going to get as close as possible. It seems to want to focus on me because I got such a pretty face. I don't know if it's pretty or anything, or nice or anything like that, but it's that is a sort of a reception area at the hotel that we're staying at, like. Yeah, so I'm on the sort of an upper deck facing the ocean, and that is I guess like a lounge area. There's a restaurant just beyond the doors here, and through you can almost see some of that wall over there. There's a restaurant over there, but that's just a sitting area, a reception area. So. Hey, Peter. Good morning. So I'm just I got to. Today is like I know I'm getting to be a little repetitious here, but today's a little bit of the antithesis of yesterday. It's really nice outside today. The only downside was that because it rained pretty heavily at some point yesterday, and must have through the night. The seating that I'm at is the table. It's like what they call like a picnic table. It's all kind of wet a little bit. So I brought a towel with me, thankfully, and kind of wiped it dry. Hey, Dwayne, good morning. Dwayne, got back to you last night when we kind of wrapped up. Hopefully that'll work for you. We can catch up and see what details we want to hammer out. Dwayne and I and his kiddos are going to be meeting on Wednesday. Pretty excited about that. It is a good morning. Weather down. It's gorgeous down here today. I'm serious. Anyway, the seating is a little wet. I did wipe down as much as I could. So we got an arm done. All right, let's work on the other one, shall we? Beach living, dude. I gotta tell you, I don't know if I could do it all the time, but I could definitely enjoy this for a good portion of the remainder of my years. It's very nice out here. Anyway, happy Monday, everybody. To those who have to work, I'm sorry. Well, at least it'll be a short week for most everybody. Make today? No, I'm working on the Zaku FC as well today. Though I did start the Make kit inside. Zaku. Yeah, working on the Zaku today. So like I was just showing earlier, we got the arm kind of all built up. I'm gonna see if I can focus because it's actually pretty interesting. Let's see if we'll actually do it. It's funny how it just does really. This camera has a mind of its own. Does not want to focus. There's just seam lines galore on this thing, which doesn't surprise, because the I guess it's the best way of putting it. The evolution of Bandai, they went from basically doing the traditional thing, two parts, the halves getting glued together, a seam line right down the middle. There you go. Kind of like the two pieces I'm working on right now. I'll do a very quick rough assembly of them. But if you take a look at these two, it's literally, now of course now it's focusing, right? It's right down the middle. Part in the middle, it doesn't matter. There's a seam. Now of course it doesn't want to focus on me. Anyway, there's a seam running right down the middle. So the only difference between an original Bandai kit, which required glue, and this just snaps together. But that does mean that you're going to still have to glue it and remove that nasty, gnarly seam, which is fine. It's like the devil when it comes to these things, right? Let's get one more part. Anyway, anybody how's everybody doing? Say so. Let's see what the difference is between these two parts, between the one for the left arm and one for the right arm. Okay, maybe there is. Rain and thunderstorms here today. Bummer. That sucks, Joe. Well, hopefully you'll be staying dry. So yesterday, we'll give you a little rundown of yesterday. Yeah, it's great here today, but it'll step and heat up. Yeah. Right now, it's like, as I was saying at the beginning, it's perfect temperature. There's a nice slight breeze. It's a little humid, which I'm okay with as long as the temperature is kind of it's not abusive. And right now, yeah, clear up and heat up. Yeah. Starting to see places where the sun's trying to poke through. I did take a photo of the sun before the clouds kind of hit it. I'll turn around the camera in just a second. You guys can see what we got. The only thing I will apologize for is that there's probably going to be a railing in the way, but you can kind of see some of what we got going on here today. Yesterday was a really enjoyable day. We obviously the live stream got back. my daughter got prepped for. They had sort of like seminars in the morning, so she did that. Gave me a little bit of time to just kind of kick back. I started the Melusine inside, um, which in typical fashion is building like a non-Bandai kit. It's going together extremely well, but it reminds me of a lot of stuff I've done for Wave in the past, and with Wave in the past, and even some of the Max Factory stuff. It comes together. It has its challenges in how it wants to come together, but it's doable. So after that, my wife and I went about 20 miles north. Uh, she wanted to go check out an outlet up there, so we went a little shopping. I forgot, we had a really wonderful breakfast. This is a breakfast joint down the street that was really, really good. It's got the little house of pancakes. Nice. Anyway, so my wife and I went up to the mall area. We went got some coffee. We went shopping. We got back, had a nice dinner, and then we watched. Last night they had the first round of competitions, and the competitions were for those who had won at the regional shows. They competed here. Um, so this is one of two national competitions that this group, Elite Dance Challenge, runs. The other one up in, okay, get this. So our studio has an option. No, sorry. Yeah, nothing here. It's a bird that's about 2 feet away from me. There's the EDC runs two nationals. They run one down here in Ocean City, Maryland, and they run one up on Cape Cod. And the studio decided, you know what, we're going to go to the one in Maryland. They're like, all right, okay. So we're competing with a lot of studios that are generally not in our immediate area, which is good because it's good to see some of the people who are, not there's some high powered studios here. My daughter did a fabulous job last night, and in her group, which is her. Oh, I know it does. Get away. Meandered on. It's meandered on. So, in the senior category, which is like the oldest group, she came in fourth. One of her colleagues came in third, and the two girls who came in first and second, yeah, I mean they really crushed it. It's like I remember my wife and I were watching a bunch of them, and then those two kind of came on. One of them was the last dancer of the night. And I remember my wife and I were like, "Ooh, that was really good. It's really good." But that she came in where she did, can't complain. She did fabulously. So very, very happy with her placing. I think I'm going to, when I get back, I think I'm going to finally replace. Let me do this. My chat, just in case I'm missing anything here. There we go. I think I'm going to finally get rid of the. I hate and when you use something, right? Are you on battery today? I am. I'm down to 75%. Because I'm still too far away from the outlets. I was hoping actually, if it weren't like the seating that's closer to the railing and where there might be some outlets. It's that it rained last night and there's no way I was going to be able to sit in anything nearby. So I'm sitting at the same bench seating that I was yesterday. So yeah, I'm on battery. Somebody get this man a power bank. Yeah, I know. Or replace the battery, but given the computer was free and I don't usually run it on battery power most of the time. I know, Dwayne, you're right. But I'll be going for it. It should take me to a full hour. What's going on, Ray? It should take me to a full hour, and then I'll be good. Anyway. Today and tomorrow are pretty packed, especially today is pretty packed with dance competitions. So pretty excited about that. I'm gonna go out and just grab a couple things to munch on for breakfast, get some coffee, and then get back to the show today. Good, looking forward to it. This is sort of like, as my wife and I have been saying, I think she said today is going to be the toughest day. Is the day my wife's probably going to be like melting down a little bit, because when you think about it, my daughter's been dancing now for over a decade. Prior to this, she was doing gymnastics. And at one point when she was doing gymnastics, it was hey, by the way, she was offered like, hey, if you want to stay on, there's ways of getting you, kind of like scholarship and everything like that, and you might want to consider doing this a little bit more aggressively. And my dad was like, yeah, I think I'm good with this. I think I'll go back to dancing. All right. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Joe. Sorry, I'm half asleep. It's okay, Dwayne. I'm half dead. Nice. So, anyway, my wife's like, there've been a lot of ups and downs with this last studio, which was acquired by the previous owner. She retired, and the people who currently run it have their just put it this way, they have their challenges. But it's she's been doing it for a long time, and even when she was like, we kept on saying, you sure you want to continue? If this is like becoming less enjoyable, goes, nah, I'm going to finish out my senior year. And she kept at it, and she just kept a smile on her face. And you know what? To her credit, it's something to be said about when you just kind of throw up your hands and just say, you know what, fuck it, and just plow through. And she had, in some ways, one of her best years. Her last 2 years in particular have been fabulous. A box of Danish at restaurant. Make cold brew, locked and loaded for breakfast. Nice, good for you. I'm making coffee cake tonight. Sweet. I might eat coffee cake later. Sweet, all you guys talking about food. I will say I'm hungry now. Oof. Keep together a little rough. That's why you glue a model together. Even if it's a snap build. That's awesome. She's dancing for herself. Yeah, absolutely. It's. I think there's like okay. I'm sure. Hey, good morning, Nick. What's going on, brother? I'm sure a lot of us remember when we were going through high school, and senior year, especially when you got to the back half, it was like senioritis just kicked in. And for a lot of it, I think was also the same thing with dance. She's like, look, I got accepted into university. I'm going to be working in their dance on their dance team. She's already looking forward rather than back. She's looking forward to competing this week and kind of wrapping this up and moving on. But she's like already her head is it next week or the week after? She's down to Quinnipiac for a week on their the dance team retreat. There's just one day from making this an eating channel. Just have to bring different foods. Oh, could do that, but I'm not going to. That means I'd have to start actually cooking something rather than just picking something up and eating it. Not that kind of guy. Anyway. I'm just trying to see how the clouds are moving to see if I'm going to get something coming over me or if it's behind me going to sweep over this way. Not sure yet. As much as you work on mods. On modes. I work on modes all the time. I do. I tend to. Here's the thing, Ray. I'm literally working on a model every day. Now, in many ways, it's kind of like preparing a meal, parts of a meal, but never really fully cooking it. Just looking to see if these are still being treated in a very analog sculpting fashion. I think the answer is yes. Food models. Yeah. Yes, from now on, all I'm going to do is build models of food, right? I'll start with that cup of soup thing. That was all the rage a few years back. Let's say I may have to start getting up a little earlier. Gonna pick up coffee and then come back. I miss having a cup of coffee right about now. Evangelion crawfish. Nice. Those crash dummies, PSAs. Goes through a person's mind who doesn't wear a seatbelt, the windshield. Yeah, I remember that. That's a pretty gruesome thought of the day, Joe. I hate these things. I'm using them because I'm figuring just burn through them, but not sure. I got a whole box of these things. In a variety of grits. Where are you at? Doesn't look like Maine or Mass. Mike, I am down in Ocean City, Maryland. We are here. First of all, good morning. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your day or end of your day. Is it end of the day or beginning of the day, Mike? Hope you're having a fantastic day, Mike. Fantastic. Shite file. We are, I hate to put it this way, beginning the last day of vacation, more standing. Oh, really? I'm sorry that the weather improved, Mike. I wish it was still pretty shitty for you. My advertisement class files and had a project report on the early 80s, early 90s PC videos and how America was getting rid of them because they were too graphic. Yeah. We don't want to offend people. It's a topic for a Thursday. By the way, speaking of Thursday, I'm going to be bringing up this Thursday, just bringing up to the mind. Yeah. Speaking of Thursday, I will not be doing a Thursday thing. Pretty obvious. The competition is wrapping up on like around 5:30. She may be done sooner, maybe done a little later, but the competition is right around 5:30. It's getting wrapped up, and we are just beelining out of here. My daughter Mia has she's got work. She's working on the 4th of July, so we're heading up home Thursday night. So there will be no Thursday evening deal. But what we will be doing is I will be doing it on Friday, which kind of makes sense. There's on the project done at this point. I have the upper boards and crannies of the upper section done. Nice. So, Mike, is it going to get done today? That would be nice. Anyway, it kind of makes sense given that my daughter. No, she's my daughter is a lifeguard at the town pool. So, college bound, dance team, and a lifeguard. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this on on Friday. Town pool open on the 4th. Why, yes, it is. There might be like some kind of a splash party thing going on, but yeah, she's working on the 4th. So we'll be driving up for that. So I'll probably end up doing, depending on what the family's got planned, but I'll probably end up doing the 7 p.m. thing on Friday rather than Thursday this week, which kind of makes sense. It's also given, it's going to be God knows what kind of craziness is going to end up happening this week. God knows what craziness ended up during the end of last week. I'm sure there'll be a lot to discuss on the 249th. Okay. Oh, this nub is fighting me all the way. It's like, no. 100% finished. Absolutely not. Still have to do all the railings and main deck. Wow. God damn, Mike, you're making me jealous, brother. I feel like I got to do something like that now. What's going on out there? Funny enough, we got a bunch of people actually kind of planting themselves, getting ready. Yeah, I'll do that little. See if I can do this camera swirly thing. It's gonna turn. I'll just unclip it real quickly. That's this morning's view. That is the morning's view. My paid helper didn't abandon me. I might be done, but dollars don't mean so much to kids today, I guess. I don't know if that's 100% true, Mike. I think dollars mean a lot. I just think it's more of a matter of sorry, just trying to get this camera angled a little bit better. I just think that they just think it's like, is it worth it or not? And in some ways, I don't think that's a bad thing. I was 100%, but this big blue ball called Terra. Yeah, I got to tell you, it's gorgeous. Starting to get a little warmer, a little less breeze. Not happy with that, but I'll survive. That's why. Oh, okay. I'm good. Chain nickel doesn't go as far as it used to. Yep. Yeah, I think that's the issue right there. I was thinking when I got out of I was telling my daughter this, when I got out of college. Granted, this was '88, right? Um, and I think I was making, I don't know, I think I was making like $6.66 an hour, something. I remember something like that. And a month later, as part of our union, I got a dollar increase, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And that was when my health insurance cost next to nothing, and dental insurance was free, and all of that stuff. And I could live in Boston, right? Now I look at my older daughter who's making, almost three times that, and she has to live at home. To do something saying was fair. Oh well, money in my pocket. His rent can be late. Well, that's exactly it. He must have thought it wasn't important. Yeah, yeah. Crazy, Mike. Not again, Mike. I'm not arguing the point. I think it's kind of interesting, but again, today things are a little different. Depends on how you throw it, right? Yep. Right. 58, 59, and 33. Anybody got anything special planned for the day? Anything special? I'm now working on the shoulder area, and then once that's done, so I get two arms, I think, and start working on the chest. I gotta tell you, this model's taking a lot longer for such few parts. Seems to be taking longer than I'd expected. Maybe it's just a lot of the cleanup that's required. Gonna send my son to daycare and grocery shop like a boss. Nice. It's the biggest paint gun for a while I've ever used this weekend. Broke out the automotive. Just color the fog. Hopefully a mass and second. Nice. Good for you, Ray. Hopefully that came out pretty okay. I know that Fokker is supposed to be pretty freaking huge. Breaking out the spray guns. When you move away from an airbrush and you go right to a spray gun. Got the old Wagner. Paint the house with it. Using latex house paint, it doesn't eat foam and it looks better than you'd expect. I'm sure it looks fine. Paint is paint. Paint is paint. I may, after we wrap up here, I may just do a little beach walk. Now, the one thing I'm not going to do that I did the last time I decided I'm going to wade into the water. I'm going to keep my glasses up on my head like this, no problem, until I got knocked over by a nasty wave. And now suddenly I was glassless. That was 2 years ago. We're not going to repeat that. PCO. Paint samples for $5 and I'll mix any color you want. No croquis forgotten. Nope, no croquis. That's going to change soon because I am definitely taking them on and off a lot more now. So, but even croquis probably wouldn't have made a difference last time. Oh, a very pearl chain. I could do that too. I might not though. I'd like to do that. Okay. So Dwayne right now is going to be going food shopping like a boss. That's exciting. Oops. I just keep forgetting I gotta show this thing. There we go. Rotate. So you guys can see that right there. So go actually focus a little bit. Yeah, there you go. See that alignment issue right there at the top? Again, small deal. Easy to fix. I mean, that's the most egregious alignment problem I've had on this model. I got some with Well, for the fishing, never lose those glasses again. Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. Float. Smart plan. Though I'm kind of wondering, given the tide that's here, I gotta tell you, this water is moving pretty well. Yeah, I guess they probably would have floated, but still, where would they have floated to? you know. All right, let's get the outer section here. The spiky arm bits. Grab a stapler and have at it. Use stainless staples. I will try to remember. I might even have some from the bags that I used here yesterday. We'll repurpose them. Hey, Richie. Good morning. What's going on, brother? Happy Monday. Hopefully, it's almost wrapped up for you, or at least it's been going peacefully. A robotic holder for the images and roller that is needed. Something that looks like a reverse Geordie. Ooh, Geordie glasses. That'd be kind of cool. Geordie glasses. It's quiet the way I like it on. So I can start my second mini vacay. Nice. Richie, I assume by vacation you mean staycation? Coming up quite soon. Close enough. Let's get the egg holes cut. right, we're at 34%. 640. Wow. Yeah, this thing might just do the hour long thing. That might work out pretty okay. Wow. Polycap. Yeah. Once again, in a modern HG, you wouldn't see that, right? Literally, the entire spike the paths are just going right down the middle of that entire spike. It's interesting I'm sure must have been an interesting conversation with people at the factory at some point when somebody said, what if we make these things asymmetrical? What if we instead just kind of like go around that part and just mold the entire piece as one piece? What a novel idea. Why didn't we think of that before? Use the Army Painters brand yesterday. I like the way it covers with only 2 sprays. Yeah. Yeah, Army Painter, I've heard, makes some really fabulous stuff. The only issue I've ever heard with Army Painter, the only issue has never been the quality of the paint. It's always been the cost of the paint. But if that's not an issue, then yeah, you got some good shit there. All right, arm is done. Arm with the spiky shoulder. I think it's bulbous. Look at that thing. I'm not sure that's. I have to go watch the anime again. I'm not sure how proportionally correct that looks. Let's see if I can. Oh, I'm touching the lens now. It's still not focusing. It's still focusing on me. Why? Because who the fuck knows? Hey, Clint. Good morning. They have the spike shoulder. The middle spike is a molded separate piece. Yeah, interesting. On the Zaku 3. Yeah. Go look at that. Morning, Gramps. Joe. Morning, Richie. Joe. I love it. Fist bumps all around. What's going on, Clint? How are you? How's the moving going? Sky's getting a little brighter, which is nice. I just realized these things built totally differently. I could work on the chest. Yeah, we'll work on the chest. Good, almost done. Just setting up office and build station. Even grab some stuff to work on once it's done. Ooh, nice. 586 here. Sweet. Comfy temperatures, in my opinion, Joe. That's awesome, Clint. I'm so happy that it's almost a done thing. What is that? Oh, shields. Sheeta. Crazy looking stickers. Hey, it's funny. It must be quite humid out right now because this paper is starting to feel like it's got that like moistness to it. That moistitude. It's only going to be 90 here, but it's a dry heat. God. Keeping an eye on things. We're at 28% right now, which should take me into at least another 5 minutes or so, which will start getting me at the right time to start wrapping up. 28, yeah. Yeah, high of 89 here. However, we'll see how it feels with humidity. Oh, it's going to feel like misery. It's cool here, not in Houston. We're too close to the coast. Yeah, Nick, that was a joke. I know you got it. Yeah, heat and humidity go hand in hand in Houston. Heat, humidity, Houston. There you go. The triple H. Oh, got a flash around that. Not on the part itself, but around the gate. A bunch of polycaps. Oh, interesting. So the light's starting to hit the water in such a way that on top of the waves, you get a little bit of a. There's no sun still, but you still get like a little bit of a whiteness to them, just to give them that kind of that texture. Oh, it's gorgeous. So nice. That's one nasty ass of no, that's fighting me all the way. Bastard. Hey Ryan, good evening. Yeah, an airport. It looks like an airport. I am on the ocean here in Maryland. It does look like a little bit. I can see what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a reception area in the at the hotel we're staying at. Doing well, Ryan. How are you? Good evening. Cool. Boy. Yeah, before I go, maybe what I'll do is I'll turn the camera around. You guys can see kind of like the morning view now that it's starting to get a little sunnier out there, or a little brighter, maybe not sunnier. You're a little early for ODO. I know. I think ODO is in the cards this year. I think it's in the cards. We'll see. Just got to look and see how things go financially because in January we're going to be in Florida. But if I can swing the whole, spending taking a drive down with the boys and hitting up ODO this year. Clinton, you thinking about going this year? Or I should say in 26? You going to go? Nope. But you never know what can happen. Exactly. I'm good. Build some booster tanks like the Thunderbolt Zaku out of Lego. Sweet. Are they coming out, Ryan? I'm sure they're coming out pretty good. Yeah, what's interesting is now that my daughter's going to be in Southern Connecticut, if I decide, hey, I'm going to go down and go to, let's say like Replicon or MosquitoCon or something like that, I can go see my daughter on the trip up. So it's kind of like you kill two birds with one stone, and like the justifications. But I'm going to go see my daughter. Virginia. ODO is in Virginia. Old Dominion Open. Northern Virginia too, if memory serves. Unlike Nationals, which I think are going to be in Southern Virginia. Yeah, they're looking slick, barely any, very smooth. Oh, I love it. Really smooth. I love it. That's so cool. When you find the right pieces and you can execute like that, Ryan, that's awesome. Low battery, 20%. That's fine as long as it doesn't go down to 5 like it did yesterday. Went from 20 down to 5. You can go to the Luray Caverns while you're down there. I could, or not. If I go down there, I just go down there for the event and come back up. Usually it's like trying to make it back quickly. Most of the time when I'm heading down places like that, it's oops. And look at that, it went literally down to 6%. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna start wrapping it up then. Been on for wow, just shy of an hour. Conserve your comments for battery life. Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, we got the arms done. I'm going to wrap up the chest here on my own, and then probably I might head down to the beach real quickly. Just got to do a quick little walk before heading inside and go from there. Went to the GP this past weekend. Saw the newer Max Factory Votems kit, the Bloodhound or something like that. I liked it. Does that mean you're going to buy it? I hope so. All right, guys, time for me to tune on out. Anyway, thanks everybody for being on this morning for day 2 of the vacation build. I will be back on again tomorrow morning. Hopefully still outside. The weather's cooperative. Before I forget, I'll just do this real quickly. That's the view. Anyway, my friends, with that, I'll be back on again tomorrow morning, same time, same channel. Enjoy the day, guys. Do good. Brighten the world as much as you can. Do something right for somebody. And with that, I'll be, like I said, on tomorrow. In the meantime, enjoy. Love you all. And peace.